Thought I'd do a little shop update for you. Of course, right now I got Healy and 2Bs sitting in here. The cylinder head for that one turned out being cracked, but I got one up at the machine shop getting done for it. Now over on this side of the shop is still quite the disaster yet, because we're always constantly moving everything all the way around and this side to that side and over, so that this monster can be moved around to be working on the window or the walls and stuff. So kind of a necessity at the moment until we get walls done and can start organizing things. But in addition to the other side, we got this side all done to there and painted and striped and everything. And over here, I got the start of the propane line all stubbed outside. So we got it stubbed out here, ready for them to install the line, but they said I had to get this ditch dug across the gravel over to the grass, because the equipment they have won't do that. And then they can go from there to the tank, which is going to sit somewhere over there. And of course, as we went across here, there was used to be a tree right there, and they cut it off just under the gravel, just enough to cover the gravel, and we went right into it and had to come back and change directions to go around it. So I've got this furnace here that was almost brand new in the other shop that I brought with me. So I bought another one just like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to put one up on the corner of this office and one up on the corner of this office, and then bring the line across and drop it down to the one and then over to the other. And we're working on the front here. Oh yeah, I got the window put in there. So this one's positioned just big enough to slide in a window air conditioning unit I have, and positioned so it blows right across where I'd be working to cool me off a little bit during the hot dog days of summer. And then we put another one in the front here too. That way I can look and see outside to the road and see who's pulling in. And it's another place to put a secondary air conditioner that would blow across here, because it's possible maybe I could then eventually put another lift here. So we still gotta do over here yet, which this is gonna stay until the ceiling's done. That way I can burn if I have to. And now on the ceiling, we had one engineer said that he thought this was not quite gonna be enough to hold the insulation we were talking about putting up here and the roof. Now we've had a second engineer look at it, because the first one's tied up with family issues and I don't want to bother him anymore. And he said he thinks it will, as long as we're using fiberglass insulation and nothing heavier. So we decided to compromise and put a post here, and we're going to put one here too, with some 2x8s running across there and there to help support that much of the ceiling. So we're going to pick up 16 foot of the ceiling supported by those, effectively reducing the span across here and taking some of the loads off the open area, because some of it is going to be supported. So I decided to do that as kind of a safety measure. Took the door out, flipped it around, because the guys that installed it had it opening to the outside with the hinges on the outside. So I flipped it around so they're on the inside, so it's much more secure. And when we took this wall apart to get in here, we found that up in the corner here, the casing wasn't quite coming together all the way. And there was a little bit of a gap there in the corner, letting water in. So this board here was rotted all the way up, and the ballard going across. So we had to open this whole wall up, pull the siding back, replace this wood and and replace the ends of the ballards as we were reframing this to hold the window. Also, the top board here was rotten too, so we replaced it. So I got all new casing to put all the way around the door and all new seals. And I went ahead and got it for the rear door as well, because the rear one, the seals all ripped apart and the casings bent up from, I guess, them rubbing against it with the truck or tractors or something as they were pulling in and out. And so we'll have all new casing all around both of these doors. So after the third electrician, we finally got somebody out here who's actually working on the place. So we dropped in a outlet here that I can plug my air conditioning or air compressor in, and he's working on, he's going to drop in some new circuit, or change the circuits for the lighting here so we can get all the lights done here. And we're going to put them on 3-way switches, so I actually have a switch at the back finally. Dropping in power to the furnaces, and then there's lights on the back of the building that the previous owner just had wires attached to, running down and plugging them into the walls. So we are going to put one on each corner and actually wire them in proper with switches and everything like we need to. And then the one on the front wall, we actually ended up, it was done way up there, it was done exactly the same way. So now it is wired in properly. And then I know I'm not that big of a channel yet, but I have now at least 2 big fans